Hi, welcome back, my dear student. In this lecture here, I'm going to show you how to define a class. Now, I'm assuming that you already have the basics of PHP and you have your XAMPP, WAMP, MAMP, whatever local solution you're using, uh, you have it installed in your computer. Hopefully, right? Well, if you don't, make sure that you have. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should take a basic PHP course. And I have one called the PHP for Beginners, and if I haven't changed the name, but it's another PHP course that I got for total beginners. But anyways, so I'm assuming that you have that installed. So let's go ahead and start this. Also, make sure that your htdocs folder is in your desktop, so that way it's available to you anytime you want it, you need it. So I'm gonna open it up and I'm gonna right click here and I'm gonna make a folder called OOP. Enter. I'm gonna drag it into my code editor just to have it there so that I can use it anytime I want, so it's easier for me. And here we're going to be making a file, and I'm gonna call this class underscore definition. Now you can name this whatever you want. I'm just gonna call it class definition.php. Enter. Actually save, Command S or Control S depending on what operating system you are, and save. All right, so let's open up our PHP tags. All right, and I'm going to show you how to first define a class, and this is going to be a class of an object. All right, this is how you start your objects. So the way that we define a class is super simple. First thing that you need is the keyword class, and as you can see, my code editor already highlighted this in a different color. Second thing is the class name, and this starts with an uppercase. So let's say, for example, you can name this whatever you want. I'm gonna name this cars, C-A-R-S. And then following that is the curly brackets, just like functions. And here inside these curly brackets, it really doesn't matter. You probably will see this like this. The white space really doesn't matter here, okay? So do not worry about that. This is the way I use it. This is the way a lot of people use it, but you will probably see it like this somewhere too. That's okay. Now, inside these curly brackets, you have your class definition, and that is your properties, variables, or methods or functions. Now, the methods are called here. The functions are called methods. All right. So remember, you have properties are usually variables, and then you have methods, which are functions, which are the things that you do with your object. And later on, we'll see how that works. All right, so this is how you define a class. Now keep in mind, this is all we got to do to define a class. Here inside we put the definition, your blueprint of that object that you want to create, right? So later on we're going to see how that works, but know that PHP keeps track of this. Automatically you save this, PHP knows that you already made a class. So it's very easy to actually find out. I'm going to show you how to find out if PHP already knows this. So I'm just going to build a variable here, and I'm going to call this my underscore classes. And I'm going to use a function called declare. Sorry about that. All right, I'm going to make it a little smaller so that way you can see these bots right here. All right, declared. All right, as you can see, PHP is already helping me with that. I'm just going to press tab, and that writes that for me, right? Well, not PHP, this is my code editor doing that. So now I can use this, and that automatically, this function is going to put all the classes that PHP is declaring automatically, all right? It's going to put it in this variable right here. And now for me to see this, see all the classes, I got to use a loop, right? Well, let's use a for each. And I'm gonna click on tab, and that's gonna write all that stuff for me. Great. Now I don't need all that. What I need is this. So I'm gonna use my variable classes there. I'm gonna paste it here, and I'm just gonna name a class here. There we go. And all I have to do is just echo it. Echo class. All right. And you should already know this, how to use for each loops. You get this in the basic of PHP, so make sure that if you don't understand that, make sure you take that other course. If you need some help with that other course for some reason, let me know, message me. All right, so let's go ahead and see this in the browser and see what do we got here. So I'm just gonna open up a browser window, actually right here. Yeah, this is okay. I'm gonna go to localhost, and that should have OOP and the name of this file, class definition.php. All right, and as you can see, all the classes here. Now what we can do is to see all the classes that we can concatenate here a break, so that way we can see it better. All right, and let's look at it right here. Let's just refresh it right here, and as you can see, these are all the classes that automatically get defined in PHP when you're using the PHP. So if we go all the way down, you're gonna see our class right here. All right, so I'm just gonna make it a little bigger. You see that? Cars. All right, so PHP keeps track of all the classes you make, so you can refer to them and ask PHP if it exists, if it's there, and if it does, what else do you want to do with it, and whatever. So anyways, I hope this lecture here was able to help you understand how to define a class. Super simple, as you can see. Later on, we're going to be doing some great stuff with objects. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next lecture.